Hi guys, it's Grace from Grace Gets Gastric. Today is Tuesday, May 29th, and I am here today with my week 21 post-op VSG update. Sorry, it's a little dark in here and weird setup. Literally as I was going to connect my phone to my tripod, the entire top of it just like broke off. And so I've got this sort of precarious setup, and hopefully we will last the whole thing without my phone falling over. I also look really tired today. I don't know if it's just the lighting, which is bad because I'm balancing on some lights and stuff. So anyways, we will jump into stats. My stats spiel. Again, my name is Grace. I am 5'8", 27 years old, and on January 2nd, 2018, I had the Vertical Sleeve Gastrectomy, or VSG, weight loss surgery. My highest weight recorded was 354 pounds in May of 2017. I had a 6-month medically supervised weight loss diet required by my insurance, and over the course of that diet, I lost 35 pounds, so my starting weight date of surgery was 319 pounds. Last week, I came at you with a weight of 248.5, and this morning I weighed in at 247.1. So that is a weekly loss of 1.4 pounds, a loss since my surgery of 71.9 pounds, and a loss since my highest weight of 106.9 pounds. So a lower loss this week, not even a pound and a half, but I'm not bad about it. I've had pretty good losses the past 2 weeks, and I figured I was due for a lower loss week. And I also mentioned last time I came at you, I was sick. I've been kind of sick, less sick since then. I've been feeling better, but not 100%. And I was on my period. So I started my period like the day, like Wednesday or something. And so I rarely like lose a lot of weight during that time. I think I retain water. I will say that I often I've noticed for like the past 2 or 3 periods that I'm not as hungry the week of my period, or I have like maybe tighter restriction, which is actually something that is kind of like scientifically known to be fairly common in women, where the week or 2 leading up to your period, you're often quite hungry, and then the week of your period and like the week after, you're often less hungry. So I have noticed that the past like 2 periods or so. I think it's probably a combination of like me being kind of sick, recovering from that, and my period, but like I was pretty under my calorie goal. I mean, I was under my calorie goal every single day by several hundred calories, which is unusual for me. Usually I eat the calories I'm allowed. But I would have, you know, I kind of plan in evening snacks in case I get snacky, and I just wasn't hungry. I just wouldn't eat them. And I have implemented, I mentioned last week, a 12-hour fast, so I don't eat between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. mostly. There are some times where I have broken that, so I think maybe it was last night. I just was so busy doing stuff, like I hadn't eaten until pretty late, you know, so I had my dinner late, and then I got hungry a little bit later, and I was staying up late, and I was under my protein goal, so I was okay, and under my calorie goal, so I was okay with allowing myself to eat a small snack. Even though it was after 8, I was still under, again, my calorie goals. I wasn't trying to snack beyond what I had budgeted for, which was my main concern with my late night snacking. But yeah, so far that's going really well. I like it. I like having those parameters. It doesn't work perfectly every single time, but I'm working through it. Yeah, so I'm figuring that out. I realized that I hit my goal, one of my milestones, I think milestone 4, when I hit 254, and I don't think I mentioned my plan for my reward. I also haven't gotten my reward, so I'm planning to buy a new pair of sneakers. The ones like basically like gym shoes, so shoes that I can run in and that are also good for multi-purpose, like because I do like strength training and stuff. I noticed particularly this morning when I was doing some lunges, my shoes just don't fit well. They weren't like super high quality, so I'm planning to like spend a good amount of money on a nice pair. We have a few, like we have like a Nike and a Puma outlet nearby. But I just have to go and do that. So my plan is to do that maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend, but that's my plan. And then I didn't talk about how my next, according to my goals video, linked above, my next milestone I think is like 247.5, but that's wrong. So when I made that goals video, I was using some old numbers and I hadn't realized that my starting weight was incorrect. So most of the milestone numbers are accurate, but some of them aren't. So the ones that aren't are the ones of percentage of excess body weight lost. When I made those, I think I used 330 because when I originally did that, that was generally my stable weight, kind of around 330. But I want to recalculate that for my starting weight, so 319 pounds. So starting from 319 pounds to 164, which is considered a normal BMI for my height, I had a 75%, 50%, 25% of my excess body weight loss. So my next milestone will be 50% of my excess body weight lost, which means I am halfway from my starting weight to my goal, and that is at 241.5. So I'm really close. I'm hoping, I'm thinking I might get there next month. That seems like a realistic expectation, but if you watch my videos, you know that I don't like to set time frames around hitting certain numbers, but I just wanted to throw that out in the world that I did update that number. Otherwise, like 247, I'm under that. I would have already hit that goal. What else to talk about? Oh, so I mentioned working out. I worked out this morning and I really did not want to. Like I said, I'm getting over some kind of sickness. So I was really sick last Monday. I mentioned that. I normally work out Tuesday and Thursday mornings. I did not work out Tuesday morning after I was sick because I was sick, and it would not have been good to go. I would not have been able to do anything and I would have made things worse. So I didn't go. And then I did not work out Thursday morning because Thursday evening I had another appointment with my personal trainer to kind of update my personal trainer or my strength training routine. So I met with her last Thursday. That went well. I wasn't loving the routine that we had come up with back in April. So the one that we have created now, I think I like a lot better. Hopefully it's got some parts that really get my my heart pumping, and I'm definitely like feeling it. So I think it's good. I'm liking it. I've only done it once, but so far it's so good. But yeah, I didn't work out my mornings on either Tuesday or Thursday. I did go to the gym Thursday, but I didn't go in my morning. And then normally I also go Sunday mornings, but I didn't go because I went on a hike with my friend, which I'll talk about in a minute. And I knew I was going to be going on a hike, so I didn't go and work out. And then I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll go Monday to make up for that, but then I didn't. I wasn't feeling great, and I don't normally go Mondays anyways. It was a holiday, and I did end up going and walking around the lake a little bit, but this whole spiel was that I didn't want to go work out this morning, and my roommate is out of town. She's actually coming back tonight, so she wasn't here to like encourage me either. And I find it, it's hard to kind of gauge sometimes what is a legitimate reason to not do something. For example, to not work out, to not do this thing you're supposed to be doing. What is like a legitimate reason? Like last Tuesday, I was legitimately sick, and I am still recovering a little bit from sickness. So it's like, is that a legitimate excuse or a legitimate reason, or is it just an excuse that I am using? And it's kind of legitimate, but it's mostly an excuse. And that I determined that it was, I still have a bit of a chest thing. It's not super intense, but it is kind of there. I'm not making up stuff, but it was more of an excuse than a real legitimate reason. And so I went. And my strength training was fine. I didn't do very intense elliptical, but I got it in. I went there. And, I know that the more I put off trying to stick to this routine, the harder it's going to be to get back into it, and the easier it'll be to just slide off. And so I really don't want to do that. So I went, and it was fine. We'll see how Thursdays goes. So I mentioned I did go on a hike with my friend on Sunday. This is the friend who's, I mentioned she had her bridal shower, so I went to that on Saturday, got to see her, and then we went, her and her fiance and I went on like a hike around this huge park near her house, so we got to, so I could just see her a little bit more, because, you know, there were a lot of people at the shower. It was really nice to see her, and she was really excited to see my progress. She could totally see it. She was, yeah, just really impressed, and we went on this hike, and she was like, yeah, I can really tell the difference just with how fast you're moving and stuff compared to like a year ago when you were visiting me in Chicago. So that was cool just to see her and talk about things. But the hike is kind of how I realized I wasn't as healed as I was kind of thinking I was. Like I said, I've had a bit of a chest thing, so if I cough a little bit and if I breathe in really deeply, it kind of aches. And we were doing like some intense stairs and stuff, and it was definitely a workout, but it was taking me a really long time to recover. Like, we did this one, you know, stair heavy part, and then we walked for a while, but on flat ground. And normally, like, for how intense it was, and I did similar stuff in San Francisco, so I know, I was really not feeling well. I got the foamies again from my electrolyte drink, and it was just not good. I was kind of annoyed because I was like excited to go on this walk and be like, yeah, like I'm a lot more active now, and she saw that and stuff, but then I felt like I was huffing and puffing and just like dying because of recovering from an illness, not only because of the intensity. Anyways, it was all fine. What else was I going to talk about? My butt is starting to get sore if I sit in a single position too long. I particularly notice this on like my couch if I'm like oftentimes after work or on the weekends. Like, I do a lot of stuff online, and so I'll often kind of curl up on the couch, and I'll catch up on YouTube videos, and I'll make and edit YouTube videos, and then I've got my other fandom stuff that I think I've mentioned before, and so I've got a lot of online responsibilities, etc. And I've definitely started to notice if I sit in a single position too long, my ass gets sore. It's not like super painful, it's just like uncomfortable and annoying. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that as you lose some of that cushion. But I have started to notice that more significantly than I have before. So I love sitting. I guess that's just another reason to be more active. Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm sorry, this video is kind of all over the place. I'm trying to not be, but I've just been in a very blah mood for like the past week or so. And it's just a bunch of shit. You know, it was like, my computer hard drive error. I've got my computer back. It's all fine now, but like that was a whole ordeal. And, I got sick, and then I was on my period, and, work is really intense. We have a bunch of different projects I keep being pulled on, and it's all high priority. And I just like, basically there's not enough hours in the day. And then there was a long weekend, which normally is great, and I did enjoy it, but it just means there's less days this week to get all this stuff done. Some stuff is going on in kind of my personal life that it's just been like stressful and anxiety inducing, and just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I've just been really blah, and it's just like a confluence of issues all at once. And I'm sure like there are hormones from the weight loss floating around making everything worse, because I have felt like very kind of like needy and clingy and like insecure, and that's not really who I am. And so it's just been kind of annoying dealing with it and being like, oh my God, she didn't respond, and it's been 2 hours. Does she hate me? You know, just like weird stuff that is not my normal thought process. And then, you know, like I'll message and I'll be like, oh my God, was that too clingy? Was that too... We did not make it a whole video without my phone falling, so I have no clue where I was. I'm just saying I've been in a blah mood, and it's not really related necessarily to anything weight loss specific. I'm sorry, this is slanted, but I just really can't fix it. But conveniently, it happens to hit at a time where I'm really not in the mood for food. So I don't know if it's the period thing or the sickness thing or both or something else, but like I have not turned to food to comfort myself, partially because I haven't been really interested in food. And I've been so busy that I haven't really had the time for food either. So that has been really nice. And I know I can't always count on all this shit happening at the same time where I'm not in the mood to eat my feelings. But I don't think it's all coincidence. I also think part of it is maybe growth, maybe learning. I don't know. But I feel really good about my eating choices the past week, despite all of the shit that I've been dealing with and the stress and the anxiety. And yeah, feeling generally positive about the weight stuff. Less positive about the rest of the stuff, but that is just life. Yeah, my phone falling just sort of totally derailed me, and I wasn't really all that on track. Anyway, so I think that is everything. Hope you enjoyed hearing my rambles. Week 21, so crazy. I'm almost at my 5 months, so that will be my next video. I'm going to try to get that out on the 2nd. We'll see. It depends on my sister coming over and taking my measurements. Actually, I think it's probably going to be the 3rd that I get it up. But, yeah, hope you guys are all doing as wonderfully as I am. Actually, I hope you're doing better than I am, because not everything is wonderful over here, but it's not terrible. It is, I'm trucking along. I think this week will hopefully be better. And, you know, hey, it's summer almost, and that is always a good thing as well. So, my conclusions are always so long. Why don't I just say bye? Bye.